Hey guys, Guy Level here, and today we're going to be doing something very different. Basically, I've been getting a ton of questions about details when it comes to creating animated overlays straight into Streamlabs without using any editing software. So this is what this video is going to be about. I'm going to try to not edit the video at all. It's just going to be me creating an animated overlay straight into Streamlabs, and I'm going to give you all the details. I need to do this as fast as possible. Okay, so let's get right into it. Basically, I'm using OBS to record OBS Studio, and I am going to be using Streamlabs OBS to do the animated overlays. So let's go. As you can see, this is my display. So yeah, I actually already did this whole thing, but I'm going to delete this whole thing now because I hate everything. So let's remove all of that. I did not plan to show you all of this, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna start over again. You need minimum one scene, so I can delete that last one. So what I always advise to do is create a lot of scenes to have every section of your design in a separate scene, pretty much. Basically, if you're gonna have a event list, pretty much with your top cheerer, top donator, last follower, most recent sub, and all of that, create a whole scene with just that in it. I even have like a scene that only has my jar in it, for example, or my chat box. That way I can move it around and just place it in every other scene without thinking about too much and not having a bunch of sources in one scene. Anyways, I said scene and sources so many times, you're probably already confused. So first things first, you're probably gonna have your starting soon screen, for example. Now, if we want it to be animated, we will need a video file that will be playing in a loop. You can also have a GIF, that would be an image source, but if you want some high quality stuff, I advise you to go on YouTube, for example. And this is one that I found that it's only 20 seconds. So you want something that you can loop. It's not necessary, but I like the fact that some designs are just seamless. Basically, you never see when the point of the loop happens because you do have a loop option in Streamlabs OBS. So what I just did is just type download YouTube on Google, and literally the first link popped up. I clicked on it. I copied the URL, click download, and then I downloaded it. I already downloaded it, so I'm not going to download it again. So let's go back to Streamlabs. Here and here. So you probably know if you want to add a source, it's going to be there. So we're going to click here, and we're going to click media source. This is where you add videos, and we're going to click OK. We're not going to name it. We should probably name it, but that's fine. We're going to find the file. I absolutely forgot where I put it. Okay, I remember now. So plug in, it's going to be this one. Okay, so now it's a 20-second file. If we don't click loop, it's just gonna stop playing. This is good. We click loop, and now we have our background. I'm gonna actually rename it to background, or just back G. All right. Okay, so this is gonna be our starting soon screen. Let me rename this starting soon. And the thing that we're gonna utilize the most to do like separate parts is going to be color sources. So if I go here and I pick color source, I'm going to be making some sort of like kind of a bright color so we can really see what's happening. I remember which one I picked last time. This one. That looks horrible. Also looks horrible, but that's fine. Okay, so now when you have your color source like that, if you double click on it, you can actually set the size you want. Let's say width, you would want that to be 800. But since it's just a solid plain color, what you can do is hold shift to stretch it, or just hold alt to crop it. But like you can just hold shift and then do whatever shape you want. So I'm just gonna go here. The problem is that, see, when I try to move it after I held shift, it just pops back into the normal shape. See, stretch it. Now I'm not holding shift anymore, and boom, goes back to the normal size. I don't want that. So I'm going to use Alt. Basically, I'm going to scale it up. Okay. And I'm going to use Alt. Alt crops it. And then after that, you can actually move it without losing the crop factor, the crop factor. All right. So we're going to try to center this. It's just eyeballing. It doesn't have to be precise. It's actually quite precise. I'm surprised. So what we're going to do is copy this. So right click on the source, which is the color source, copy, and then paste. You have different choices. So you do not want to do Control V because this is paste reference. If you paste a reference, it's going to create a second source, except if you move this, if you change it in basically, if you add any other, if you edit it, basically it's going to change the original. Let's test this theory. See that? I guess in this particular instance, it's not a bad thing. But if you want to edit it separately, then you just can't in the future. So I always advise to, when you just paste a duplicate, and then you can go one by one. You can do like copy paste a lot of things. So we're gonna remove this. Now I'm gonna go, well, first of all, we're gonna put our color back. Well, I like the yellow. You know what? Let's keep the yellow. So copy and then paste duplicate. Now the cool thing with the duplicate is that if I switch the color is different, right? Let's put the color back. Okay, so now let's move. Let's move. So this is here. I'm gonna hold Alt. Alt doesn't work. I'm gonna hold Shift. And basically right here, I'm gonna have starting soon written, and here is going to be the space where I'm going to put like an intro, for example, like an intro video for when my stream is starting. What I'm going to do is paste again another duplicate in here. Now I am going to, let me check. All right. I'm going to add chat, for example. I think all of this needs to move in order to center everything. Okay, so I need chat to start here and to be, should have held shift, to be around here like that. All right, this is where a chat box is going to be. I know it doesn't look like anything for now, but trust me, it's gonna look good, kind of. All right, so let's say I want to add something for when I get tips or whatever. I'm gonna add a jar on the side. So it's gonna be plus. In widgets, you're gonna find the jar. It's basically your cheer cup, your bit cup, your cup. And you just add it here, add new source. There's a lot of options, as you can see. I'll let you guys play around with that. I have this one on default. So this is the one I will have right here. Now with the position. Okay, that looks okay. That looks pretty nice. So what I'm going to do now is create my text. So I'm going to go plus to add a source. It's going to be text. And this is going to be starting soon. All right. So you have the text properties. I always advise people to just play around with stuff. If you don't understand something, just go ahead, click on stuff. You need to understand all the possibilities you have. A little advice I can give you here when it comes to text. If you have your text small, okay, that's very small. That's really small. Oh, okay. If you have your text very small and then you scale it up, that was weird, it's gonna look really bad. So what you need to do instead is have it kind of big and then resize it to make it smaller. So we're gonna choose our actual font, which is a Vengeance or something, and we're gonna make this big. Whoops, bigger. And that's actually fine. If you have to scale it a lot, that's where the problem, that's where it becomes a problem. So it's here. Okay, it's kind of in the middle. Okay, cool. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna duplicate, paste a duplicate. Anyways. I'm gonna put the fam as my chat name, and I'm gonna move this here. I'm gonna stretch it down. Cool. Now, when you duplicate text, the title, the name of the source stays the same. So we need to rename this to the fam or chat box. Basically, it's where we're gonna add our chat box. So now let's actually add our chat box. So we're gonna widgets, and we're gonna find chat box, add source, booyah. Okay, so you have this little thing. There's nothing being said in your chat right now, so it's not showing anything, but you do have this here that you can kind of figure out the size you want it to be. So place it kind of in the middle and then figure out as a size. So here you have the settings for your chat, but we're gonna go to source and we're gonna play around with the source, with the size of the source. I want this to be 400. Actually want this to be 450. Seems about right. Now if I grab this, I place it here. I have a chat. That's working. It's probably gonna look awful, okay? I'm telling you. Oh, never mind. It actually looks pretty good. I wasn't expecting that. All right, fine. If you're having trouble with the size of the text, because when I did this earlier, it had a huge text. You go to settings and then you play around with here, font size, right? And then you have all the chat options. I'm not gonna go over them. You can just figure those on your own. Okay, cool. Now I talked about the stream intro, that this thing in the middle was the spot where we're gonna put the stream intro. So what we're gonna do is create media source. I have my stream intro as a video file on my computer. So let's just name this stream intro. Add new source, browse for it, and we're gonna look for it. Videos, Twitch Clip compilation, exported, and we're gonna have this one, for example. Look how beautiful it looks. Okay, so this one we don't want to loop, and we have this option, restart playback when source becomes active. That means if I hide it and I show it, it restarts, which is pretty cool. Which means every time if I need to leave the scene and I come back to it, it replays the intro automatically. So let's just do this. This is definitely not a video of me in a wig that you're witnessing right now. So please, no comments about that. All right, and now my my intro is just placed. Cool. Okay. Now we're gonna create something to have at the bottom. Basically, if I want my latest, I don't like how empty this is. So let me type more stuff in chat. Oh yeah, true. I don't have night. Wait, what is Nightbot doing? Oh, it's weird. It doesn't show here. Okay, that's a weird bug. Anyways, that is so weird. That's fine. Let's hide chat for now. Okay, so now I'm gonna create. I want my low bar, but the thing is, let me turn that off. So when you add a media source like my stream intro, you can see, you can't hear it yourself, but your chat can actually hear it. As you can see, this is the volume of the stream intro. Usually, like, you don't want to put it too loud. But right now, for example, if I go live, my stream will hear it. I'm not hearing it, but that's fine. It's usually like a countdown. I usually post on social media that I'm live. during this time and until the video ends. And when the video ends, this will just disappear, and then you can switch your scenes to your gameplay or to your intermission screen or whatever. So right now I talked about the low bar where I want to show my most recent subs and all of that. So we're going to create that right now. We're going to create a separate scene for it, which is pretty cool. Low bar. This has many names: lower third, event bar, event log. So what we can do is actually copy stuff from here. For example, copy. This is the color source, and paste. Except this is going to be a reference. I don't want a reference. That's fine. We're just going to create a new color source. I can add stuff that is already in there, but I don't want that. So we're going to create a new color source. Same thing as reference. If you modify a source that is in another scene that you re-added, just like it gave me the option to, it will change the original too. So it's basically like pasting a duplicate, which I it's like pasting a reference. Sorry, wait, yeah. So I don't want that at all. So let me create my low bar here. I can actually go here and approximately. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Oh my god. I am so sorry about that. That's fine. Let's just continue. I'm holding Alt. This is going to be loud. Okay, and now I'm holding Shift. And we don't necessarily want it to be all the way across. And that's as close as the middle is as it's going to be. We're going to create a new text. I'm going to call it logs, but you can call it whatever you want. And I'm going to choose the font right away so I can immediately see what it's going to look like. And I'm going to put new follower. Whoops. There we go. New follow. I'm going to put a bunch of space. I'm going to put new sub. Put a bunch of, well, actually I don't need to put a bunch of space. What I can do is just select all of that. You can just select with your mouse, or I'm just holding Shift and using the arrows. And then Control C, then Control V. Basically, I'm copying and pasting it. I'm going to put top cheer. Control V again, and I'm gonna put top donator. All right, click away, see what it looks like. It looks good. That's what it looks like. All right, as usual, our text is bigger than what we want, and we're just gonna scale it down. I know it's not very visible right now because of the color, but do not fear. We're gonna take care of that. Actually hurts my eyes. All right, that's pretty good. Okay, always leave some space on the side. We're gonna double click on the text and we're gonna change the color because right now it's not very visible. Boom. We done did it. Okay, so now we need to add those information, and the way to do this is like you were adding a normal text, except this is going to be new follower. I'm just gonna call it follow. Now, you need log files. You need files that will be updated automatically with your most recent follower, with your most recent sub, with your top donator, and all of that. And the way to do this is to download and install Streamlabs. So when you go to streamlabs.com and you log in with your account, you go down here. It's going to put you on the dashboard. You go down here under widgets and you click Streamlabs. If you're on Windows, you can download it here. And if you're on Mac, you can download it from here. And once you have this, basically this is what it looks like. This is Streamlabs. Let me go back to Streamlabs OBS so you're not too confused. And it's not letting me. Okay, so this is Streamlabs. So it's also gonna ask you to log in with your Twitch information, and then it's gonna ask you for a folder output. Create a new folder because there's gonna be a lot of text files that are going to be in that folder, and those text files are basically all of the information that you need and that you will use to display your most recent followers, your all-time. There's so many. There's 76 files right now. Okay, once you get your folder, if you forgot where you put it, it's fine. Once you logged in, you can click here and choose a new folder. All right. Okay. Streamlabs. Keep it open when you're streaming so it updates. I'm not 100% sure that you need to keep it, but that's fine. We're gonna keep Arial as the default font for this part. At least I wanted to. I don't know why it bugged. Okay. Can I just switch the size, please? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So instead of typing yourself, what you need to do is click here on read from file. Click on read from file. There you go. And here you will have the option to browse for the files that contains the information that you need. Mine is on my desktop, my stream, logs, and those are the files I was talking about. As you can see, 30-day cheer amount, 30-day donation amount, all-time top donator, donation train, monthly top donator. Just look at the files. I'm not going to read all of them. What is the most interesting for us right now is going to be most recent follow. Boom, most recent followers. We click on that and we will have the name of the most recent follower. Nino, congratulations, you made it into the video. So let's go ahead here and let's scale it down. I clicked away, scale it down. Nice. Oh, okay. Actually, I'm going to keep it here like that. Well, it's the right size. Now, something that happens a lot is that people have different names, of course, on Twitch. So when they follow you, they have longer names. It will go on top of your overlay and mess everything up. You don't want that. What you want is something that is restrained. So what I like to do immediately is add a filter. So I'm going to right click on the follow text thing and I'm going to click filters. When I click filters, I'm going to click the plus to add a new filter and I'm going to click scroll. My mouth is getting super dry. I'm going to make it scroll. You don't have to make it scroll, but I like when it's scrolling. It gives it that animated feel, you know. You make it scroll and then you can limit the width. Okay, so as you can see here, that's super limited. And now you can add a value basically. So it's whatever the name, it's never gonna be wider than this, which is what we're looking for. Let's try 400. We know that this is the maximum it's going to be. Let's try 450. Should have tried 500? Try 500. Okay, not 5,800. I just meant 500. There we go. Okay, now that's perfect. Okay, fits like a glove. Okay, now as you can see, the problem here is that you don't have any space in between the letters. It's just gonna play everything back to back and scroll it. So the other option is to double click. When you're here, you scroll down and there's this little thing called custom text extent. It's about to get crazy. Get ready. Okay, now that's not what you want. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna put the width, and that's the width we add in the scroll option. So 500 is perfect. If you have something that goes underneath, basically it goes to another line, you can just adjust the height to be smaller. So there you go, problem solved, and it's all good. We're just gonna change the color to make sure it looks visible. Yeah, just black, I guess. Okay, cool. So we have one thing done with the new follow. We're gonna copy this and we're going to paste a duplicate. Hopefully everything looks okay. Does it? It doesn't. Okay, there's a weird bug with pasting like duplicate, but that's fine. This doesn't make sense at all. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this. Streamlabs, I know you watch my videos. What is this? Why can't I just copy and paste duplicate? Ah, there you go. Never mind. You just have to do it twice. Okay. So this one doesn't have the filter, but that's fine. We can actually copy and paste the filters. So we're gonna rename this first of all. What is this? New sub. We're gonna call this sub. And now we're gonna double click and choose the correct file. So the correct file here is going to be most recent sub. Oh, sorry, that's my alarm. I'm supposed to be eating right now. So you have different files for resubs and subs. Here we're just gonna choose subs. I'm gonna click OK. So my most recent sub is Viking Trash. Well, congratulations, Viking Trash, you made it into the video. So we're gonna click on the follow thing because it has the scroll filter. We're gonna click copy filters. We're gonna click on sub and we're gonna paste filters. And boom, now it's moving at the same speed. It has the same proportions, the same restraint. And it just looks better. Now you do the same thing with this and that. I'm gonna do it just to show you how fast you can actually do it. Let's do this again. Top donator. Yeah, fast, right? Okay, so this is gonna be top cheer. Go ahead and find all-time top cheerers. Actually, I need multiple people this time. Boom. I need to rename this. Because when you duplicate a text file, it just keeps the name, so you need to rename it. So it's not confusing. And this is top D. D for donator, of course. And now we're gonna click on this that has the scroll filter. We're gonna copy filter and we're gonna paste filter. Okay, we just paste the filter onto the wrong thing, so we're gonna have to remove this. So scroll one was enough. Thank you very much. So we're gonna click on top D, which doesn't have the scroll filter, paste filters, and paste filters. Boom. And now we have our bottom thingy, our bottom bar with all the information about the most recent subscribers, followers, the top cheer, and the top donator. Did we even find top donator? Yeah, that's not the right thing. We're gonna double click this and find top donator. So all-time top donator here. Okay, this is the wrong. Okay, I messed up the names. This is the top cheer. Make sure you select something before you right click it, because that's what threw me off. And this is going to be the top D. So right now I need to double click this, find all-time top donator. There we go. Top cheer, double click. And this is gonna be all-time top cheerers. I'm gonna have multiple people this one. And there you go. Okay, so now you have your bottom bar and you can actually import it here. Oh my God, this thing is weird. Okay, so now you can import it here. And it's gonna be a scene because this is a scene over there. My cheer cup is going crazy. And here, don't pay attention to the logs thing. I messed up earlier. Add existing source, and it's this one. And this, as you can see, this is like full screen. So what you can do to be able to move it around easily is just hold Alt and crop it, because it's a scene, so it takes into account the whole thing. So you can just crop this just to be able to move it easily. So So we can keep it here, we can put it lower here, we can make it so that it's under this part only. There we go. That actually looks quite nice. All right, so I kind of want a little bit of transparency when it comes to the chat. Like, I don't see anything in chat right now. Make sure. Okay. So when it comes to the yellow background, I do want a little bit of transparency. So what I'm going to do is the color source. So this is going to be the one behind the starting soon. I'm going to go to filters. I'm going to add a filter. Now you have multiple filters that can add transparency. My favorite is color correction because you also have a lot of other options like changing the color, for example. But we don't need that. So opacity is going to be your transparency, how opaque you want it to be. I just want the animated background to show up a little bit. So 69 is going to be our perfect number. Now, instead of doing this over and over again, I can just go background. Right click on the color source that has the filter, copy filters, select the other one. This one is the border for the intro. Paste filters, and this one is going to be the background for the chat. Paste filters. And now I have what some can call an animated overlays. An animated overlay, I cannot speak today. With my animated background, with my intro playing, and my chat, and all of that, and all of this, and all of that. Now let's create like a camera overlay, right? I also suggest if your camera overlay has a background image, your camera, like your device, your webcam source, and some of those logs, those information about new followers and all that, I suggest making a separate scene for that too. So we're gonna call this one cam. Okay, so just like the other one. Okay, let's make something a little bit of, let's make it a little bit different. We want the camera overlay to be animated too, for example, right? So let's go color source. We're gonna create our color source. I want a new color source. Source, sorry. I'm holding shift. So I have this. All right, color source. I'm going to add a media source. And this will actually be my background. So I'm going to add an existing media source. I'll put that around here. You know what? I'm going to crop it. I'm holding Alt. Now, of course, I urge you to spend more time on yours. I'm just trying to show you all the things you can do straight inside of Slobs, where you don't have to pay for an artist or you don't have to pay for custom overlays online. And now I'm going to add my camera source. So it's going to be video capture device. That's what your webcam pretty much is. I'm going to call this one camera. I am using my DSLR as a webcam, so it's going to look quite different than yours. The same principle applies. So I'm going to go here. I don't know why I was holding shift there. And there you go. I'm just going to crop this part, holding Alt. And just like that. I have this. Oh, okay. So technically this is a camera overlay. I already have a camera overlay right there, right? Now, what I can do is if I want my low bar, for example, inside my camera overlay, I can bring it in as a scene because I already have it. So low bar, add existing. And let's say I only want new sub and new follow. Right? I'm making it conveniently simple just to show you all the possibilities, right? But I really urge you to spend way more time on yours than this. I already have mine. This is not my actual setup. Also, I create my own camera overlay, so I don't need this. It's for you. All right, let's have it here. It actually looks decent. And you know what? I can actually add a filter to this whole scene that I just imported. So let's play around. Maybe, I guess, a little bit of transparency won't hurt. Color correction, opacity. And there you go. So starting soon, I don't need to show you how to create like the be right back, because it's literally the exact same process. I did create the low bar and the camera, so let's create a scene for like the gameplay scene, pretty much, where you're gonna have a game full scene. Gameplay. Or if you have a particular setup for a specific game, you can name it the name of the game. I don't have any games up right now. If you were playing a game, it would be game capture. I'm just gonna upload an image of a random game just for reference. What is this? Oh, okay, this is perfect. All right, that's cool. Okay, so now I have my game. It needs to be at the bottom. Keep in mind that the order of appearance here is very important. It's the order of appearance that's going to be visually represented. So basically everything that's at the bottom, as you can see, my background element is going to be all the way to the bottom and everything is going to be on top of it. Color source is all the way back. If color source was on top, then it would cover everything else, right? So a lot of people don't know about this for some reason, and it's fine. Okay, now you know. Scene, and this is where we're gonna add our previously created scenes. Camera, look at that. Keep in mind it is considered full screen right now, as you can see. So just crop the empty space, holding Alt. You don't need that negativity in your life. Just hold Alt. And now you can place it wherever you want. And it's animated and it's on a loop. It's not gonna stop. It's beautiful, kind of. For the time I put in it, it's kind of beautiful. All right, and now let's import the low bar because it's a scene. There you go. It is also a full screen. That's fine. We're not even gonna crop it. Ain't nobody got time for that. Just place it in the middle and boom, you have that. Well, technically you already have this information here, but you never know. You can create a low bar with anything, with your social media accounts, for example. What I can do here, because like I noticed I let this empty space, but there's nothing here. So I'm gonna just create a new text file. I'm not even gonna name it. Ain't nobody got time for that. And this is where you could put your name, for example. This is just an example. This is not my name or anything. Make the text bigger. Remember that? You make it bigger and then you resize it if it's too big, or if it's not big. Well, yeah. If it's too big, you can scale it down. But if you scale it up, that's where you're gonna have some problems. Okay, that looks pretty good. When it comes to color, do I have the yellow as an option? Hey, okay, cool. Do I have drop shadow as an option? That's the real question. I have gradient. Ooh, look at that. Look at it. I can go fancy with it. That looks horrible. I like the white. Basically, just play around all of that. I'm just wasting time at this point. Okay, there is no drop shadow option as I can see, but there's a gradient. Anyways, if you have a logo, it can go there. If you have, I'm guessing you don't have a logo if you're making your overlays straight in Streamlabs OBS. But anyways, this would be your gameplay screen. Doesn't it look good? Everything was done straight inside of Streamlabs OBS. And there's even more filters. I really beg you to go and check out all the options that are possible. Keep in mind that this is very personalized. So if you really want your stuff to be unique, this is a way of doing it. But do not forget that right here in themes, you have a whole library with thousands of completely full overlay packs and webcam overlays and all of that. So yeah, I understand that some people don't want to use this because once the overlay becomes popular, people will just come to your stream and be like, oh, he's using this free overlay thing, right? So it lacks of uniqueness. I can get that. But if you also don't want to spend too much time on creating your own overlay, but you still want something unique, you can go to my website. This is the sellout moment. Gumroad.com/GuileLevel to get yourself your own animated overlays. I have a bunch of overlays there. Some of them are, well, they're all cheap and some of them are free. So we have the high stakes. I have this template guide, which is free if you want to do custom artwork and actually design stuff for your whole Twitch channel, to like profile picture, banner, panels, and all of that. So this is kind of a guide, and it tells you all the sizes and how to make your stream look good. Your Twitch page, your Twitch channel. This is overlays, free, as you can see, free alerts. Just go to gumroad.com/GuileLevel. If you watch this whole video and think to yourself, oh my god, I don't want to do all of that. This is not the technique I use for the overlays that are on Gumroad. I use Adobe Photoshop and After Effects. Like, those are professionally made. But there you go. I just wanted to show you all the options, guys. Let me go back to OBS and go full screen. This video has been going on for 42 minutes, but it's better than the one I recorded previously. I actually recorded one for 1 hour and it was horrible. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to put some social media links over here, or maybe not because I don't want to edit this. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I will do my best to answer them. Keep in mind that Streamlabs, they have their own Discord with some people from the staff that are always ready to answer your questions. So check that out too. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching once again. GuileLevel out. Wow, what a long video.